It's delivery day at the Tonto Creek Fish Hatchery.
Everybody wants to know where our brood stock is here. And when we explain to them that we don't actually have any brood stock, that we get all of our eggs FedExed overnight, we get a lot of funny looks. People can't imagine shipping fish eggs. There's the first tray of eggs. They arrived in very good shape. There was still ice left. They look good. The box hadn't been turned upside down. That's always a good start. This order should have been 203,000 from Ennis National Fish Hatchery in Montana. We're rehydrating the eggs right now. They'll sit in this water for 10 minutes just to get rehydrated, and then we will sample count the eggs so that we know how many eggs displace a certain volume of water so that we can enumerate the eggs.
After the sample count is taken, the eggs are disinfected against any pathogens they may have come in contact with. Next, they are transferred to the incubation room where they are first scooped into sifters.
Drain out as much water as we can, like so. Just try to get it to where it's not dripping very much. There's always a little bit of water on there you can't do much about. And then from here, they will go into the measuring cup, and we'll put the eggs into here until we get to 1,000 milliliters. This is where it gets time consuming when you have 350,000 eggs come in. That looks pretty good. And then now that we've got 1,000 milliliters in the measuring jar, then we pour them into the McDonald upwelling jar.
Once the eggs are evenly divided among the cylinders, circulation tubes are attached and the pressure is adjusted to give them just the right roll.
It's an eyeball thing. You don't want too much roll, but you want to have enough roll on the eggs so that there's not like dead spots that aren't circulating, because those eggs aren't getting any air or any oxygen in the water. So you can kill eggs by not having the right roll.
It takes about 10 days for the eggs to hatch. Then it's time to move them from the incubation tubes to the sack fry troughs.
After we pour them in here, most of the sack fry and the eggs are just sitting on top of the slotted screen. And it's almost kind of like you're panning for gold. You're just kind of sifting the sack fry through the screen, and they'll all fall through into the basket. After you get all the sack fry sifted through, you're left with just dead eggs and blanks in the basket here. And move that over to the next one, and then inside the basket here you've got all your sack fry.
The tiny trout will spend the next 2 weeks absorbing their yolk sac before they begin to swim to the surface looking for food.
We started feeding fish on Sunday, so 5 days ago. They started feeding pretty well. And they're pretty crowded in the baskets, so usually after about a week, once they start feeding pretty well, we go ahead and transfer them into the larger fiberglass tanks. Give them a little bit more room, and at that point they really start growing quick.
They continue to grow in these indoor tanks for the next 5 to 6 months until it's time to move to the outdoor raceways.
Today we are moving our fingerlings outside to the outdoor raceways to complete the grow out process out there. We're going to move out 6 tanks, should be about 105,000 fish.
Once outside, the trout can grow almost 1 inch per month. Several more months pass and the young trout have grown so much they're getting crowded. So Bryce and his crew are splitting the raceway, meaning they move half the fish to another raceway to give them more room. Even though the temperature is freezing outside, the fish can't wait.
22! I don't know so much about the fish, but it's a little bit cold for us.
In 2015, Tonto Hatchery raised over 1 million trout, which is one reason this visitor keeps an eye on the process, hoping for an easy meal. Trout cannot reproduce in lakes or ponds because they require cold, clear-running perennial streams. So the vast majority of trout caught in Arizona's waters originate from one of the department's 6 hatcheries.
All right, we're done. This moves 1,687 pounds. That's 21,000 fish. And they're split them evenly between the 2 raceways, so we've got 10,500 in each one. And they'll be in the raceway for another 6 months or so until they reach 10 inches. And then we'll stock them into the streams and lakes around the rim country here.
Raising trout is a year-round job, so the next time you catch a shiny rainbow, take a moment to think about the dedicated hatchery folks whose hard work made it all possible.